Hi everyone, my name is QICHEN ZHANG. Today let's talk about the case study. Part 1, Analysis of Low-Level Books. Book 1, name is During the Day. The sentence I choose is The man is reading. The grammatical structure in every sentence of the book during the day is very repetitive. An example is the sentence 1 was analyzing, for example, the man is reading, and some others a predicate verb phrase in it is plus present principle is introduced by a subject noun phrase, the man. This regularity assists the no-voice learners to reinforce the capacity to distinguish the sentence that and the reading fluency. Patterns of sentences such as the man is plus ing will give young learners an understanding of progressive tense verbs. Commonly found in young readers' science, they represented an action that is continued. The only point of variation in these sentences is the replacement of lexical verbs reading, eating, sleeping, and working, which are daily business activities that are familiar. This structural strategy correlates with the language development principles early stage 1 learners take advantage of repetitions of sentences and the insignificant lack of grammatical diversity. Developmental needs of early stage 1 readers are also appropriate in spelling and phonetical factors. All the words are uh, monosyllabic which enhance the confidence in the decoding process. There are no silent letters and debilitating combinations. There are CVC and CVCE types, which complete with phonemic transparency. The ing suffix also offers regular morphological training by the early readers. There are slight variations in initial constraints, but simple phonetic correspondence are present. Most common words like is. They give practice in recognition at an early stage, and semantic understanding is backed with illustration. The regular sentence structures and good visual cues are what makes this a perfect tool in developing a grammatical and early literacy essentials. The book two named At the Supermarket. The sentence I choose is We get the bread. The grammatical structure of every sentence in the book in the supermarket is too simple and consistent. A subject noun such as we and a predicate verb such as get plus noun. We would like to make an analysis of the sentence. We get the bread. An example of this transitive sentence structure is known as in this sentence. The The word get is also transitive lexical verb, which needs to be used with a direct object, the bread, so as to complete its meaning. Therefore, the predicate has a verb phrase, get nominal phrase, which can be explained as direct object, is also called NPDO, nominal. This sentence is written in the form of present tense, no aspect, and active voice to poetry a general action. Syntactically, the sentence patterns that have applied throughout the book are absolutely consistent with the expression of the final noun phrases that differ to bread, milk, bills, jam. This repetition further establish the recognition of subject verb object is called SVO structure and its role, as well as the established knowledge of noun phrases as formed by determinants and articles, the noun plus the plus noun, in children allowing them to relate grammar to their daily language. The language structure of this book corresponds to development stage of early stage 1 readers. The words in each sentence are with phonetically consistent words and do not exhibit any complex last vowel. The increased grammatical predicability, which contributes to grammatical awareness of early learners and knowing the connection of the direct objects in a simple transitive sentence. Part two is analysis of higher level book. The first sentence is the rescue dogs are trained to search for lost people in the bush. This clause contains a compound verb phrase are trained to search, where the main verb train appears in the passive voice trained, indicating that the subject of the sentence dogs is recipient of action. Additionally, the phrase to search for lost people in the bush functions as an adverbial of purpose, clarifying the objective of the training. Then the prepositional phrases for lost people, lost of people, and in the bush uh, jointly modify the verb search, indicating the human object and the location of occurrence, respectively. Each prepositional phrase contains noun phrase lost people, the bush. The combination of the past practical trained with the infinitive complement to search increases semantic complexity compared to the beginning level text in part 1. This sentence introduces nested hierarchical structure and double-layered prepositional modifiers, which heighten the cognitive difficulty for early learners in semantic processing and decoding. Sentence 2 is they might work for larger organizations who have branches in different countries. They might work for larger organizations have branches in different countries. This sentence has two clauses, one of which is main clause, and the other one is relative clause. In this case, the relative pronoun who comes to introduce a subordinate clause who have branches in their countries, which has to act in the place of noun organizations. This is a limiting provision of the information structure. Next, in the subject predicate word, might modal auxiliary. This gives a tone and the possibility that is why semantic uncertainty of the sentence is boosted and Darius, the temporal maker. The introduction of the relative clause uh, complicates the sentence. Not only the identification of uh, referential relationships, for example, who organizations, but also understanding the structure of the subordinate and the hierarchy of dependence between the main and the subordinate clause have to be analyzed. The verb have in the sentence is transitory in nature with the noun phrase branches placed directly after the verb which is turned is also modified to include a prepositional phrase different countries. This leaves a multiple layered series of non-modifying in the sentence. The sentence 3 is the refugees had left their own country because their lives were threatened. This statement incorporates two clauses that are connected with the subordinating conjunction because, and it forms an explicit adverbial clause subordinating conjunction because, and it forms an explicit adverbial clause of cause. In the primary verb phrase, keeping your left, the past form is used, which is the past perfect, and it denotes that an action has been done before some other action in the past. Such a temporal stratification as a spectral contrast, a sophisticated grammatical ability, which early readers will not have had much time to develop. This clause, which appears in the subordinate clauses as because their lives were threatened, has had a passive verb from, and the subject must be recognized as the affected party lives. The sentence illustrates several problems facing the developmenting readers in terms of comprehension of subordinate passive construction and a spectral variant. Such mobile phonology, including both perfect and passive morphology, requires high level of praising and understanding. On balance, uh, this phrases complexities to upper primary writing to increase linguistic sophistication and the meaning represent representation. And that's all. Thanks.